Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So first things first, actually I have hit 100 subscriber on this channel, and for that, as I have already announced, that I'll be providing a giveaway for the Oshowatt CD ticket, and for the dates I'll be announcing that very shortly, so stay tuned for that. So for this video I'll be featuring the brand new Pokemon that have been released in the Psychic Spectacular event, Inkay, or the evolved form of Malamar. So it has got a pretty unique typing of dark and psychic, which is absolutely awesome, because the only two types that it is weak to is fairy, and double super effective to bug. So it is kind of unique, and if you like, for me it looks mesmerizing because Malamar is such a good looking Pokemon. It is kind of a squid queen for me. So, and for its trait, it is not that bulky, but it have got a very spammy moveset of Psycho Cut, Super Power, and Foul Play, which is very much good, because it will be definitely pressurizing the opponent for shields. And in this team comp, I'm using Malamar with Golbat and Drapion over here, because to cover the fairy and bug typing. The reason, and the special reason, that I'm using Golbat, because it have got access to Shadow Ball and Wing Attack that will deal super active damage to bug typing, and Shadow Ball can absolutely do huge amount of neutral damage to all, like bug and steel as well. And as you know that Drapion is a good safe swap in this GL meta. And two more viable options for this team comp is Nidoqueen and Dragalge, and maybe some other Poison type as well. But I'm not using Nidoqueen and Dragalge in the same team, because it will just get wrecked by maybe a ground typing or ice typing in the back, because in my elo range I am getting Whiscash and Frostless every now and then. So to cover that, I'll be using Golbat and Drapion. So that's the thought process that I had while creating this team comp, and without further more delay, let's get right into the battles to see how this team performs. So getting into the first battle, this Malamar looks so mesmerizing to me. So obviously it's a lead loss for me, and I'm faced with a shiny Granbull with Charm variant as well. So I'll be safe swapping into my Drapion over here to get some chip damage onto this Granbull, and I do get the first shield as well, which is pretty huge. And getting ahead on energy and going for the next Aqua Tail. Let's see if I can get the final shield. Perfect, I get the final shield as well. And in this point, I'm very much in a good spot, because all the shields are down for my opponent, and I'll run down the clock and be coming back with my Golbat over here. And I'll be letting this Crunch go, and they just swaps out into their Kanto Ninetales as well. So this moment, this is a Weather Ball. I'll first shield it, and let's see how I can play this game out. Right now I'm overloading a bit on energy and going for the Foul Play now. Let's see how much damage this does. It does quite a bit of damage, and this is one more Weather Ball, but this time I let it go. I am pretty sure that I can easily tank it, and going for the next Foul Play after getting ahead on a bit of energy, overloading a bit. This will surely knock this Ninetales out. Then I think they'll be coming back with their Granbull, but I was not able to switch out because my switch timer was not back up. I'll be throwing this neutral Foul Play over here, and I just farm down with my Golbat in this scenario. And they have got a Excel best buddied Gligar, I believe, and this is quite a spicy pick in this GL remix. So this is just going to be a Night Slash. I'll be shielding it because I don't have enough health. And let's see, this is going to be a reach to the charge move. Let's see. Yeah, I do get to the Shadow Ball first, and this is very obviously I will be knocking out the Glyxer, and I'll be getting the first game. GG's. So moving into the next battle, I have got a decent lead of Poliwrath in this scenario, but I have to watch out for Scald, because it will be dealing a huge neutral damage, and Malamar is not that bulky as well. So going for the going for the neutral foul play in this scenario, and I don't get the shield over here, but they have got access to Ice Punch, which does also neutral to Malamar. And let's see if I can land one more, and they threw at this point, so this is going to be one more Ice Punch, I'm quite sure. And yeah, I can easily tank it, and now I'll be getting higher energy and going for back-to-back superpower, and then I'll dunk the Malamar in this scenario. Let's see if I can get the shield. They don't shield it, and this just one-shots the Poliwrath in from this range, and they comes back with their Registeel over here, and I swap out into my Golbat because my Malamar was quite debuffed, and I bang that energy also onto my Malamar as well, getting a bit of lag in this scenario. Obviously GBL, you know, right? So I'm not quite sure what happened this time because I did not get any health low onto my Golbat, but this is kind of a bit of lag, very much lag for this game, and I think my opponent have left, or might be the app have broken. So I waited for my opponent, but at this time I have to end this game, right? So this is the reason I swapped into my Malamar and go for the super power. This will not knock out the Registeel as well. This is quite a surprising thing for me because from this range I thought it will be knocking out that Registeel, but it is not enough, and they have a Shadow Hypno, but never mind. The opponent is not there, so I'll be ending this game with 2 back-to-back foul plays and getting the win for my second battle as well. Yes, this is going to be one more foul play and I'll be getting the game, that is pretty sure. Do let me know guys how this Malamar looks to you. It's kind of a Squid Queen, that's pretty sure, and these tentacles over there, it's like so much cool to me. So never mind, that was a good game with lag. So getting in the next battle, I have got a decent lead of Diggersby over here, but I'll do quite a bit of damage with this super power because of the partial normal typing, and they just throw their first earthquake over here that does a lot of neutral damage to my Malamar over here. I'll be getting iron energy and going for back-to-back super power, and then I'll swap out into my Golbat over here. Yeah, and I do get the first shield as well, which is pretty much great for me. And this is going to be a fire punch. This will not do too much, but let's see what they have got in the back. They have got a pretty hard counter for my Golbat with Dugong over here because this ice shard will be doing super active damage because of the partial flying typing. This is the reason I was not this is the reason I was afraid of using this Golbat at some point of time, because it will be taking super active damage from ice and electric type as well. Let's see. So this time I'll be going ahead on energy and going to throw this foul play. Let's see if I can get the final shield, and I do get the final shield over here, and I'll be swapping out into my Drapion in this scenario. And this is going to be a icy wind, but I do shield up over here because I don't want to get hit with one more icy wind and get low on my health. And they come back with their Whiskers, which is not a good scenario for me, and I throw my first crunch, which does debuff my opponent's defense as well, which is quite a good situation for me. And let's see, going for the next crunch, this will do more damage because of the debuffed defense. Let's see if I can catch one more move onto my Malamar, because that's my win condition, and that does so much damage. I tried to switch out, and they have one more mud bomb. This will surely take me out from this range. And let's see, from this range, if I can farm this Whiskers down, I might get the game, but it's unfortunate I do not get that. So getting into the next match, I've got a shiny Obstagoon lead. That's a cool looking Pokemon, shiny Obstagoon over here. But they'll be doing neutral damage with their cross chop and night slash, but they have to watch out for the super power because that will just one shot over in this case. Let's see if I can land this, and one super power going through to the Obstagoon, and it's just one shots. Ouch to my Obstagoon. And they have got their Frostless in their bag, and this is the reason I don't want to run Dragalge and Nidoqueen, because it will be a very much bad scenario for me, and my opponent just swaps out into their own Golbat. This is going to be a definitely going to be a Poison Fang, which I'll let go, and I'll be going forward to throw this Shadow Ball, because they will think that I will be baiting, but I will be not baiting this time. And now I'll be going for this Poison Fang, which will be debuffing my opponent, and let's see if I can switch this scenario for my Malamar or Drapion. And I believe this is a CMP tie, but I'll let it go from this range, and I'll be trying to come back with my Drapion, I believe, to get some loaded energy. No, I'll be coming back with my Malamar in this scenario to get some loaded energy, and I'll be throwing this foul play to this Frostlass, and they just let it go. I'm not quite sure why they let it go that time, because they do have one more shield, and that was their win condition. Never mind, I think my opponent is saving up shield for the next game. So moving into the next battle, we have a pretty terrible lead of Unova Stunfisk, because it has got access to Discharge and Mud Bomb, which is terrible for my backline in this scenario. And let's see, this is going to be a Discharge, I believe, or maybe Mud Bomb. Yeah, Mud Bomb, which does neutral damage, but it is not that much enough to take me out. And now this is one more Mud Bomb, I think so. And in this from this scenario, I'll be getting a higher energy and trying to get back to back one foul play to get the shield, and one more and super power to get the final shield, or maybe get the switch advantage. Let's see how I can play this game out. And from this range, I'll be going for the super power. Let's see if I can get the final shield. If I get the final shield, that will be a great for me. No, I don't get the final shield, and I do have to swap out to catch a Mud Bomb onto my Golbat, which is a good thing. Let's see what they have got in their back. So they have got a pretty tough answer for my Golbat, which is Mandibuzz, because this cross poison is not doing enough to take this Mandibuzz out, but it does lowers my opponent defense as well, which is quite a good point, because after getting debuffed, this wing attack will be doing more and more damage. And as you can see, this foul play is also resisted. Sorry, it is neutral to my Golbat, but I have to let it go this time, and I have to come back with my Drapion to get this Mandibuzz low as possible. And going for the first Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail is not a good move, because it is it has got a very much low damage, and it is coming from Drapion as well, which does not get stab also. And they just swaps out into their Stunfisk, and this will be getting hit by Aqua Tail, and I'll be knocking that out. They just comes with their own Mandibuzz, and which is the reason this might be a win condition for me, because from this range I'll be totally hard farming this Mandibuzz down with a huge amount of loaded energy. And let's see what they have got in the back. So my Drapion is now very much loaded, and they have got a Nidoqueen into their back, and they have got one more shield as well. But let's see if I can pull this game off with two more Aqua Tails. This will be getting the first shield, and sorry, the final shield, and this is going to be Earth Power, which I'll definitely shield. And sorry, a Poison Fang as well. And I tried to catch one more over there, and this time this is the reason I gave up the match, because I was going for the foul play, but I was already at a resisted superpower range, but I went for that, which is not good. And I think this tie, but I do end up losing this game, because might be the opponent's Nidoqueen had some more health. I believe that is the reason I end up losing that. So never mind, that's a positive set of 3-2. And let's see if I can get some more wins onto the next set. So picking up a negative lead again with Wigglytuff in this case, and they just swaps out into their Toxic Rock in this scenario, and this is going to be a Mud Bomb, which I'll not shield because it is resisted of the flying, because of the flying typing. And this is the reason I'm using Golbat, because sometimes they comes back with their fighting type also to counter my dark or poison type, dark typings as well. And the reason I'm using Wing Attack also, because it will be doing so much more damage onto the fighting typing. And I let it go because, and they let it go, and I'll be getting the switch as well. So they just comes back with their Haunter as well, which is quite a spicy pick in this meta. And now I have two good answers for Haunter as well, but I have to watch out for my uh, for my opponent's Wigglytuff, because they just saps out into the Wigglytuff. And now in this scenario, they are now in a switch lock condition, and with my Drapion, because I'll be pressurizing the shield with Aqua Tail. And I'm quite concerned about my switched move timing, because I don't want to my opponent to snuck in a free charm, which is a 3-turn move, which is quite expensive, which might end up giving me costing me the game. And this time also I I throw my attack very much precisely, and from this range I'll be getting ahead on energy and throwing two foul plays, one onto their Haunter and one onto their Wigglytuff, which will be doing super active damage in this case. And from that range, I think that foul play would be enough to take out that Wigglytuff as well. So that's a good game, coming from a very negative lead and winning that game as well. So GG's. So hopping into the next battle, I have got a pretty decent lead of Shadow Machamp in this scenario. So this is going to be a cross chop, which I let go, and now I'll be throwing one super power. They might let it go as well, thinking that this will be a foul play, and I do get the first shield as well. And now I'll be swapping out into my Golbat, and they comes back with that Victini. So this is the point where Shadow Ball comes in very much handy, and I land it, which is perfect in this case. And I perfectly switch the matchup also. And let's see what they have got. They have got a Registeel in their back, which is decent matchup for my Malamar, because it have got access to super power. And I do perfectly land one more Shadow Ball, which does so much neutral damage onto this bulky Registeel. This is going to be a Flash Cannon, which I am happy to let it go. And let's see how this opponent wants to play this game out. And getting some more energy onto my Malamar and going for the second super power. And it is not enough to take this Registeel out, and they just throw a Flash Cannon onto my Malamar, which is fine. I'll let it go, and I have to come back with my Drapion, because it's my win condition in this scenario. And getting a bit of energy onto my Drapion, and I have to shield this cross person, because I know their Registeel is quite a bit of energy dry, because they just throw their Flash Cannon and they just let it go also. So they are saving their shield for the Registeel, because they know I'll not be able to fast move down this Registeel with my resisted poison sting. And but poison sting is such a good move, and I'll be having two Aqua Tail to wrap up this game also. So GG's. So moving into the next battle, so we have got a pretty great lead of Drifblim, because I'll be dealing a huge amount of damage, super active damage, with this foul play. And let's see if I can get the first shield. And I do get the first shield over here, and I'll be getting ahead on energy. This is going to be Ice Wind definitely, because Shadow Ball is resisted, but it will do debuff my attack. And going for the next foul play, I'm not sure if I'm going to get the final shield, because I'm already debuffed. I don't get the final shield, which is quite unknown for me. And this is one more Icy Wind, but from this range I can hang on, and I do hang on with a bit of energy, health. And going for the next foul play, this might get the final shield from my opponent, and I do get the final shield, which is perfect. And now I'll be coming back with my Drapion because Drapion have a good matchup, and also I am having a 2 shield advantage, and they just swaps out into their Golbat right now. So what I am hard reading this team line. This is a Frostlass double poison team, so that is the reason I save up my Drapion, because they might have a Nidoqueen onto their back, and I come back with my Golbat in this scenario. And from this range, I'll be going for a Shadow Ball, which will be enough to take this Golbat out. But for some reason, I was not counting the moves, and I do end up shielding one Poison Fang from this Golbat, which is pretty misplay from my end. Let's see what they have got, and they will be coming back with their Drifblim to take out my Golbat from this range with INC Wind, which I am fine with to let go. And now I'll be getting some more energy with my Drapion and going for one more Aqua Tail. This will do a neutral damage to take this out, and as I just predicted, they have got a poison type onto their back line, and the Shadow variant of Nidoqueen as well. So I have got a pretty good situation right now, because I am having one more shield, and this Aqua Tail might knock this Nidoqueen out also, and it does. So GG's. Moving into the next battle, I have got a great lead of Cresselia over here, and Confusion variant as well. I'm not sure why they are running Confusion. It is a great lead for me, because I'll be doing super active damage because of the psychic typing with this foul play onto this Cress. But I have to watch out for that Moonblast, because it will just be one-shotting from that Cress, because Malamar is not that bulky. And let's see if I can correctly call that, and I do end up failing to shield that shielding that Grass Knot, which is not a good scenario. And this is probably be a Moonblast. I have to shield this because I want to save up my Malamar for this end game. And going for the next foul play. Let's see how much this does. This does so much damage, and I'll be getting some more energy, load up some more energy, and going for the next foul play. This will surely knock this Cress out, and they have got one Lapras onto their back. And this is the thing for Super Power right now to shine, because the Super Power will deal so much damage for this ice typing on this Lapras, and they just gets to one serve. But from this range, I'll be able to hang on. And going for the next Super Power, let's see if I can sweep this game with Malamar. But they have got a Drapion, sorry, they have got a Shadow Hypno on their back, which is pretty good for my Malamar also, but it has got a pretty low health, and I swapped out into my Drapion, and the opponent sees the writing on the wall, and they just surrenders. So moving into the next match, I've got again a negative lead of Granbull, and a Snarl variant of Granbull as well. So let's see how I can play this game out. And I throw my first Poison Fang from the Golbat, and let's see. This is going to be a crunch, I believe, because yeah, it's a crunch. And let's see how I can play this game. One more crunch, I'll be definitely shielding this time, because this crunch will take my Golbat out, and I'll try to farm this Granbull down, and let's see what they have got onto their back. So they have got a Wigglytuff, which is quite surprising for me, because Wigglytuff is also not an answer to Golbat as well. Let's see. Is this opponent running a triple fairy team with double charm? And they just comes back with their Slurpuff. What the hell? Who runs a triple fairy team with double charm? That's not a good situation for the opponent right now, because I'll be heavily resisting the charm damage, because I've got access to the partial poison typing on both my Drapion and Golbat. So in this scenario, in this battle, I'm quite sure my Malamar have not got enough play, and I shield up the flamethrower as well. And from this range, I'll be farming this down, this Slurpuff, and going for back-to-back Aqua Tail onto this Wigglytuff, and it will give me the game as well. So it is it is a very much unique team, because I've never seen a triple fairy team in my entire GBL season. So that's a 5-0 set for me, which is quite awesome for this team com. And if you're using this team com, do let me know how this is performing for you. And if you guys want me to feature some special Pokemon that you want me to make teams on, do let me know down below in the comments. And if you're liking the content, please do like, share and subscribe. And that's all for this video. See you again in the next one. Thank you.